to Blue Lotus Gardens. If you're new here, my name is Blue Phoenix. I make planting videos from my found knowledge, and then I also share a plant vlog on Wednesday uh, with what I do around my small business of Blue Lotus Gardens, and then also just a little bit of my daily life, sharing what I do with my little pet assistant, Marley, also. So if y'all like what I put out, I would recommend you subscribing to my channel. And if you have any questions, always feel free to leave them in the comments down below. And I appreciate always a little like from everyone. And this little guy is in the way, but it's okay. All right. So in today's video, we are talking about Hoyas. This is our Plant Care Tuesday video. I'm rolling out this little category. I like helping people with my found knowledge, and I lay these like I bring these this content video of from where I am in my found knowledge to share with you all. So that way we can all grow together and learn from one another as well. So I always was never really interested in Hoyas. I thought they were just kind of like weird, and turns out I like weird. I like weird a lot, and especially stringy little weird ones like this guy right here. Um, so that's what I like, and then I started bringing propagations of them out to test them out to see how you all like them as well, and so that's and and so oh, okay. And so then brought them into the store to share with you all. Um, and I do unboxings and I share with you all how they look. I also have a 30-day policy for my shipping catalog. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, you're always free to let me know and I'll help you out. I think I have really wonderful plants, and I am always super excited to share them with you all. One of them that we do have in the store, I'm just gonna let them y'all know, like, is this Hindu rope. Um, they will come in different kind of like little sizes like this, um, but they are always very full bushy plants. There is also a Hoya Carnosa Chelsea. I really enjoy this for its little waxy leaves. It's very succulent type, super easy to care for, and it's one of the more easier Hoyas in my experience to um, uh, to learn to grow with. I also just started introducing the Retusa, the Shepherdii, and then so here's the Retusa. I placed mine in terracotta because I like it in terracotta. I personally love this little grassy, stringy plant. I love it so much. I had it in a hanger um, that I got that I have from the store of hippie plant hangs, our Pride macrame hangers. I have it hanging in that, and it's in a actually it's in a west facing window, and it gets very like diffused bright light. So think of a sheen curtain with like very high bright filtered light going through it. Um, that's how it's growing, and it's doing really well. As you see here, there is the soil. So the soil that Hoyas generally like is a very well draining, kind of like gritty type of soil. This is a Wyatii. I have not introduced this yet to my store. It's not available yet. If you don't know, I work with greenhouses in California and then also in Florida that help small businesses like me grow, and so we work with each other, and that way they ship uh, to you all professionally and also very well. But this is my Yeti. I actually got this from my friend Lauren a long time ago. I made a couple propagations from it, and then I handed them out to people. Um, Usually, whenever somebody comes to my store locally, I just kind of like I want everybody to always leave with a plant, whether you buy one or not. Like I'm going to give you a plant, and you're going to get like a little propagation that I have. It could be a pothos, it could be a snake plant, but you're gonna leave with a plant, and I want you to leave with a plant. Like that's like my thing is like everybody that comes here, you're gonna eventually become a plant parent, and you're going to be asking me and asking your friends, and you're gonna be like, man, this is such a cool little like thing to do. It's really relaxing. It's very enjoyable. It's rewarding. You're also kind of creating a very like symbiotic relationship with you and nature as well, and understanding nature. I whenever I started this, I had a relationship with nature, but I didn't have one as well as I do now, where I like to go and meditate in nature and just experience my surroundings around me and enjoy myself. My apologies if I'm getting a little chatty, but this video will be a little chatty, just a heads up. I want to talk about all the great and amazing things that Hoyas can bring to you all. Um, I've also am studying like the Macrophylla, and then also the Linearis, and then the Curtii. So what I like to do is first and foremost know exactly what I'm talking about, so I on hands am I am like on hand working with uh, the plant, so that way I can confidently tell you like what does happen, what does not happen. Like for instance, the Hoya hydrope. Like we're gonna be transparent here. This plant is known for mealybugs and pest, and so what I learned how to actually properly clean this is using a pesticide of like neem oil and all that. Well, not neem oil, but like using a little like insect killer with it, rubbing neem oil on it, and then also I learned. Okay, so I took this into the shower, and then I grabbed it. I had gloves on, and I'm not gonna do this again because it's already super wet. But I basically let the water like run through it, and you're not gonna put it like straight to your shower head, but like afar from it, and you're going to let it rinse that way, and that's creating pressure onto all those little parts of the leaves that we're kind of not able to get into. You can use a cotton swab with alcohol and get in there and afterwards, clean it all up. And I'll insert footage. So here's our test subject, the Hoya carnosa compacta. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to go into these little crevices and ensure that you can clean all in there and eliminating all the little pests. This is what I do. This is what I do. So whenever I get one of these in here for the shop, I clean it very well, and that way there's no pest when it comes to you. All right. Also of it, um, but that's what I do, and then I make sure that whenever you receive a plant from me, it that it's going to be a very healthy and lush plant. So that way I want you to know and experience what my shipping catalog can offer you in the future if you're ever interested in purchasing from us. Um, so most of these are not planted, um, just because I'm not like ready for them to be planted, and plus like I'm selling like the Hoya Chelsea and the Hoya Hindu Rope. This one's mine, so that way I can share with you all my demonstration. It's the Hoya Retusa, which is available on my shop. I have other Hoyas available as well on there. This is the Hoya macrophylla. I really enjoy this plant a lot, like a lot. This one's one of my favorites. Um, just it's because of the elongated leaf it holds and the cream like variegation on the like outer rim of the plant. That's just really like amazing for me. I believe personally. Uh, Linearis, just like the Retusa, likes also a very gritty soil mixture for it, like this one. So whenever you're ready to like repot it, you're going to want to um, also repot it. Personally, from my experience, use a slow release 10-10-10 fertilizer, and the reason why is because it keeps a consistent growing schedule for them. So for someone like me that's usually constantly busy, I could, even with all the schedules that I have and like having my iPhone and everything, like I still need a little bit more of assistance. So for me in that plant care routine, the assistance would be the slow release fertilizer, and I'm gonna show y'all with this. This is a Hoya pubicalyx. I actually do have them now available in my shop. You can find them. I'll leave my shop's shipping catalog linked always in videos. That way you all know. But like the slow release fertilizer really does very well. And as you see here, it's put out like so many different growth points. It's trailing upwards. I wanted it to trail upwards so that way it could create like a really like fun, uh, like, um, you guys help me out here. What am I trying to say? I want them like sticking out grassy like on the pole. That's that's how I want it. And it looks well, and the leaves look healthy and succulent and thick. They are a little splashy here and there. It's a little heavy, so I'm gonna just put them down. Maybe I can put them over here somewhere. Let me see. So as you see here, there's a lot of new growth going on there, and it's just loving it. I also amended it with biochar. It's an organic amendment that helps retain moisture and less watering, so that way I don't have to do anything. I basically water it once a month, and then I forget about it. And that has been the best plant care routine for me and my plants overall. So when it comes to watering, that's how you want to do it. You want to like, you're a heavy waterer, comfortable with it, doing a heavy watering once a month if you have a large size plant like this one. Heavy waterings allow the plant to really just kind of like get all of the nutrients within the soil, and especially when it's amended like this, it will properly allow it to dry out in between and actually receive all the nutrients. But if your soil isn't properly drained, it could cause root rot with your plant. So overall, you have to kind of like look at the bigger picture in it and how your plant is set up. So if your plant is set up in a way where you can let it be soaked heavily and then not cared for a month, then that would be great. It just really depends. It kind of like that symbiotic relationship you develop with your plants. Um, Okay, so I'm going to show you how you should water your Hoya if you're using terracotta. So that way, because terracotta is porous and you need to allow the soil to dry out. So here is how I do it. Here's my macrophylla. Propagation, it's always like under the node, and I've learned that the best thing to do is when you're propagating your a Hoya, they don't want to constantly be moist, so you have to allow them to dry out also within the propagation when you're propagating them. But then you in soil, but then you water it after that, so that way it doesn't die out on you. But because if you kind of like constantly water it during its being propagated, it will cause root rot and it will actually die off. I learned that with the Hoya curtsii. I learned that with the linearis. So I try to do these things and just kind of like learn from it. And my way of growing is letting you all know my mistakes, so that way hopefully you all don't make those mistakes as well. And that way we all grow. Okay, so if you're going to propagate a Hoya, you're going to want to propagate under the node. So you're going to want to cut below right here where the little leaf is, and then place it into some soil. If it's moist soil, you're going to not want to water it for a while. So just let it all soak in, and then just allow it to grow. Here's a new little leaf. How cute is that? Let's see. Oh, humidity. So for humidity, Hoyas really thrive in a 60% humidity. They thrive a little bit higher, but that they will tend to cause easier root rot if your humidity is higher and your soil is not set up to have like a gritty type soil. Because if it's like super dense and it's super humid, all that moisture, all that humidity is causing it to it'll cause it to die off. Hoyas are vining plants, so they're found in their natural habitats, usually vining through other large plants and trees where they're found. So I personally have really enjoyed learning about Hoyas. They've kind of like I don't know if this is maybe like a relationship that I build with them in learning it, but they kind of like talk. So as you see here, that's my average humidity in the room, and everything does pretty well in here. I do normally keep it at, I try to raise it at to like 70%, and then I just stop the humidifier, and then I just let it coast throughout that that humidity throughout the day. And if you're wondering, this is my humidifier. This is like my temporary one. I use, you know, until I get a better one. I do recommend getting something that you can fill on the top, not having to take this out all the time, because that does cause a lot of issues, and you have to clean it, and you have to use filtered water because then it gets clogged up in here. So just so you know, it's this brand. I bought it at Target. Target. Taught me how to like slow down and enjoy the smaller things in life. Almost like they've let me see how to really slow down in watering, in caring for my plants, in my daily life, and just kind of like briefly taking a moment and being like, whoa, I created this. This is awesome. So that's also one of those huge reasons why I like to explain plants to people, is because I hope that they can kind of like help develop a nice special little relationship with you all as well. Um, they're not just like super pretty to look at, but they also kind of like help with the human development as well. Like uh, when I'm planting veggies and herbs, I learn more about like time management and organization, and so you know you're really like learning these like critical like life lessons when you're taking care of your plants. You might not know it, but it is like that, and we're also kind of like keeping the species alive. So I think that's awesome. Okay, so for the last thing we're going to cover on my Hoya Plant Care Tuesday video is lighting. Okay, so for lighting, as you see here, it has this nice like bright diffused light, and it does very well. I usually just place them over here. And as you see there, my Hoya curtii has new growth and is doing well there. Here is the linearis. This is a west-facing window, and it gets pretty bright diffused light. So that way you see like there's new growth, and this light does really well with it. If you're going to go in like a brighter location, diffuse light even more. Lighting, Hoya's like a very bright light. They don't like direct light at all. So if you're going to put them anywhere, you would want to put them in a high filtered area. So if you see behind me, that's a great example because all the light is pushing out. That's very bright, but with that curtain, it's filtered. It's actually very diffused. So they do pretty well there, or they do well with anything like super uh, like if they do really well also outside in a super shady area. But then you also have to consider that plants growing outside have a different watering schedule than and care than you would for a they have a different care schedule than plants indoor. Their soil dries up a little bit faster. You have to think about more about pests and things like that, and then also how bright of the light. They can't get any like direct light at all. They have to get very like diffused light, and so if it's shady and diffused, that's the way to grow them, because they will get scorched if they are in bright light and it's direct. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. I super appreciate you all subscribing to my channel, our email list, where we send out exclusive discounts to you all, and also updates on the store and all. Also supporting my small and also supporting my home-based plant shop here locally and also all around the U.S. I appreciate everybody that has purchased recently from me. I believe it's been from California. There was one from Tennessee. There was also one from Louisiana, Florida, so many more. I really appreciate you all so much. I also feature customer reviews on my Facebook page, so that way you all see how excited our customers are whenever they receive their plants from us. Again, I thank you all so much, and I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day. You all are so amazing. Thank you all for allowing me to do this for y'all and sharing my found knowledge with you all. Bye, everyone. Peace.